You know, it's
basically, Jean-Bertrand Aristide portrayed himself as a revolutionary, new kind of Haitian leader. In fact, he proved to be only a small evolution on the political and ethnic philosophies that underlay the Duvalier dynasty, for example. That became clear when his personality simply did not permit him to tolerate either any opposition, direct opposition, or anyone of competence whom he thought might eventually become his rival.
But many people describe the insurgents as thugs.
One of them, Jodel Champlain, is a convicted criminal who actually was accused of the murder of a Minister of Justice of Aristide, accused of the murder of another human rights activist. He was accused of the Raboteau massacre, which is a massacre that took place in Gonaïves. And to me, talking about the armed rebels as if, you know, suddenly they are saviors, I think it's extremely harmful to understanding the situation. Extremely difficult to admit.
And what are they doing carrying American weapons brought into Dominican Republic last year?
Well, how did they cross the border in the first place?
So what's your explanation, Jeffrey?
That this is part of what the U.S. was doing. We've been supporting this.
And then we told the American objective all along, and for how long? Since the Clinton administration?
Well, let me say one thing on the economics, because it's so surrealistic, it's beyond belief. Here's the poorest country in the hemisphere. More than 100 children of every 1,000 that are born die before their 5th birthday. The place is filled with disease, malnourishment. What did the Bush administration do from the first day? It froze every penny of international aid. While giving it to dictatorships all over the world, it squeezed Haiti till...
For what purpose?
To bring this guy down.
For what purpose?
They hate him.
Just simply, they hate Aristide.
They
so
regarded him as a left-wing danger in the Caribbean, and so they were determined from the first day. So I ask you, why from the first moment did they never talk with him to talk about how to do development? I saw it from the first day. All aid was frozen, every bit. Inter-American Development Bank, World Bank, International Monetary Fund. That was the U.S.
Because none of the money was going to the people. None of the money was going to the people. That's the problem.
Let me just clear this up, because we got a lot of things flying back and forth here.
I understand.
Number one, is it true that they cut off all aid to Aristide, to Haiti?
Yes, we did, through the Organization of American States, as a result of multiple resolutions. No, I'm not saying we cut off all aid. Let me finish. The Organization of American States and others chose not to give direct aid to the Haitian government. They were giving supplies. They were giving humanitarian resources, which are ongoing. We've consistently helped the people of Haiti, but we simply wouldn't give more cash assistance directly to the Haitian government because we knew Aristide would either steal it or spend it.
Ambassador Carney, is that not true in a sense, but is that your observation of the same facts?
That is exactly right. We continued with humanitarian aid. No development aid went, least of all, through the Haitian government.
No development aid went at all, and speaking as a macroeconomist, you're talking about a trickle compared to the needs of a country of several million people with hungry and dying children. That's what we cut off.
But that money wasn't going to the children. You have to listen to that. That was the problem.
Yes,
Mr. Aristide was abusing his power.
It wasn't even tried. From the first moment, even before President Aristide became president in 2001, the Bush administration had nailed this guy.
Yes. It is important also to underline the fact that what the congressman said is true to a certain extent. Aristide, to a great extent, disappointed Haitians on a number of issues. One of them, after '94 in particular, I can say that the thing we fought for and which we got in 1990 were no longer on the agenda when he came back in 1994. And there are a number of things like corruption and like the introduction of a famille Lavalas, which was a party, a smaller party, around the men and no longer around the issues that it was in 1990. So I think we should be fair and accept the fact that, to a great extent, Aristide has disappointed his own people.
Look, whether he has or has not, fair or unfair, my point is something else. That this administration came in to break this guy. Maybe because that's right. They came in to break this man.
You agree with that?
Yes.
They came in to break the sky.
Absolutely.
No, we wanted
There's no
him
question.
Well, Jeffrey, there are people who
I
disagree
know,
with you.
but the evidence is clear. From the first moment, you give nothing to this country. Nothing.
I don't think we can go back. I don't think it's possible right now. At the state things are in right now, in the ground, to...
You can't bring Aristide back.
I don't see how it is possible. Legally, it shouldn't have happened that it was ousted this way, but it was. And to me, the question right now is the fact that we have waited so long, as I said at the beginning, creates a different political agenda on the ground, which means now that we have those armed people who are asking for a political role to play, which means that the idea that the CARICOM had initially of creating a neutral government that would ensure that things are put in place for elections in 2 years cannot happen now.
But are you, wait, I want to go back one for a second. Yes. Are you questioning the integrity of Secretary Powell and what he said, the man who, along with Sam Nunn and Jimmy Carter, went down there to negotiate earlier? Are you questioning, and with respect to the kidnap, with respect to the circumstances leading up to Aristide's departure from the country, are you questioning the integrity of the Secretary of State of the United States?
I'm questioning the truthfulness of what he said.
Okay.
And the same way I question,
well, that's worse.
The same way that I question the truthfulness of what he told the world at the United Nations about weapons of mass destruction that never showed up, that we discussed on your show last year. I said they're not there. He said to the whole world they're there. He told us the eavesdrops, the intelligence, the pictures, the photos, the missiles, the trucks, the this. It was all not true. And I'm telling you, this is not true, too. That's what I'm telling you.
Rather than joining a previous argument, let me raise this question.
I just wanted to mention one thing.
Right.
I went through the central plateau of Haiti with this wonderful doctor who treats patients all over the country, Dr. Paul Farmer. We visited small villages, little hamlets, people that had nothing, and they swore by President Aristide. He was their hope. The idea, and you saw this everywhere that one talked to, the idea that this was not a popular leader, what's being constructed right now here is completely false.
But I mean, we're talking to a Haitian here.
No, I know, but she won't deny that he was popular.
Well, no, she's denying that he lost
No,
some
he
support.
was very popular.
I think he lost support,
No,
yes.
but why did he lose support? Let's try to be a little bit systematic. Because we broke the place.
And he lost support because the U.S. stopped
it's
supporting
important to
him with
understand,
aid.
but I can tell you,
look, I'm hearing you out.
You cut off all aid. Okay, what happens? You go into a balance of payments crisis, which they did. Right. The currency collapses, inflation soars, living standards fall, and then they say he didn't serve his people. This is like a Graham Greene novel. We broke the place, and then we say, you see, you didn't do your job.
Oh, you lost support of your people. Congressman Foley, tell me why.
Yes, and it's an old story in American history, by the way, in this region. This is a repeated story of America in the Caribbean.
Would you, if you're saying, you've said this evening you can't go back. So if Professor Sachs would like to bring Aristide back and restore him to power, you're saying that's not going to work.
It's not going to work right now in the circumstances we are facing right now.
So what is immediate, rather than the long term, what is the immediate short term?
Well, to start out with, my question is that the international troops went in 1994 with one mandate: first, to disarm, to reconstruct the justice system, to reconstruct the police, to construct the police. The disarmament was never carried through. And in the mandate that I saw now for the interim force going to Haiti right now, they have no mandate to disarm. First thing first. You have a number of weapons around in the hands of everyone, and there is no way you can have stability in Haiti in a state of impunity and in a state of armament the way you have it right now on the ground. To me, there are a number of steps that have to be taken first for the security of the majority of Haitians. And to me, the fact that nothing was done on last Thursday when the Security Council asked under the leadership of, under the request from CARICOM, that they intervene then, this could have avoided the destruction we have had in the last 2 days in Port-au-Prince. The loss of life, the loss of property, the loss of, and the fact also that now we have the rebels in town.
And the responsibility for not intervening is with the United States at the time.
Of course. Of course.
Okay. Thank you very much. Thank you all. We will obviously continue to focus on this and see where this story goes.